Thanks for helping me back there. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not, but I don't know how else to say it. It's fine. I had a feeling about Nick. I thought he felt more sorry for me, more sympathetic. I always hated that, to be honest. But I had absolutely no idea he was into guys like that. I don't have a problem at all. I guess it just explains a lot. I thought he was bi and go from there. Well, actually, I take that back. I more thought he was gay, yet he had some bi tendencies, but didn't really think anything of it. Who knew? Honestly, I don't even know how that even happened. I mean, like I said back there, we were talking and I asked him, how would you propose to that person that you think is that special someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with? And he just got down on one knee, like demonstrating what he would do. If I would have known there was like some sort of private investigator following us, or someone just snapped a pic of us, I would have done it somewhere else. But who knew? Yeah, I hope it doesn't come down to that. I mean, it's not exactly forbidden, but then again, if you want to continue a legacy, I don't know. Honestly, I really hope they don't disown the poor guy. That was hard to do, and honestly, that wasn't the time or the place to come out like that. Oh man, yeah, I'm used to it by now. I never really get the happy ending. And at the same time, I had a feeling I wasn't gonna get it with him. I had a feeling that it was more out of friendship and so forth, and I was okay with that. It's just this is like a constant pattern. And now it's time to accept it and just move on. Because it's never going to change, and this is never going to be a happy fairy tale. Well, because in this story, the beast doesn't turn back to a human. The beast doesn't turn into a prince or a princess. The beast just stays a beast. Like the frog that will never be a prince, and the curse that never be broken. I'm fine with being a beast. What can you do? You know, out of all the things to think about, out of all the things to say, there's one thing that appalls me more than ever. But that's just me. You're just gonna think I'm crazy and ranting over nothing like you always do. You really want to know? All right, okay. All right. So, I got this one pet peeve that's relationship wise. Like, it is my biggest pet peeve. Like, it's like, if you're gonna act like that, then that means you just really didn't want them and that they're just there filling up space. And that's not right. A relationship is when two people who are committed to each other, who love each other, who are willing to do it all for each other. Yes, there's always going to be one who's going to do more and love more than the other. And that happens. That's going to happen in every relationship. But the one thing that I cannot stand is like when one is putting more into the relationship and the other isn't. It's just doing nothing. And yet the other is the one that wanted the relationship. Am I, you following me? Am I losing you? Do I got you still? Yeah. Okay. Let me give you an example. Okay. An example. Okay. Okay. So there's this movie, this Hallmark Christmas movie. All right. So I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's My Fake Fiance or Holiday Fiance or Holiday Engagement or something. So this woman, right? So in the movie, she so basically she's getting ready to go meet up with her family, and she has this fiance, and everything seems to be going well until one day the company she works for shuts down. And on top of that, her fiance breaks up with her. So he feels like he's being held back and that he doesn't have time for a relationship and that he wants to focus more on his career. So they break up, and she's in a panic because basically she told her parents that she was going to take her fiance, they were going to meet and spend time together. Only instead of telling the truth, she gets embarrassed and gets this whole plan of getting a fake fiance to cover her butt. So she hires this actor, and this actor goes through with it. They go to this family reunion, and everything seems to be going well. It goes without a hitch, all right. And then they start to fall in love. It happens. And so they start to fall in love, and then it seems like the movie's gonna go one way, and then all of a sudden, the ex fiance comes in. Now get this. So the ex fiance comes in, the jig is up, right? The jig is up, and she decides to go with her ex, and the guy she was falling in love with, goes home or is on the verge of going home and so forth. Now this is the part that gets me every time because it is so true. So there's this scene with like the ex, and he's in the bedroom and he's on his computer, right? And the woman, she goes in and goes on the bed with him, tries to cuddle. It seems everything seems right with the world, and here she is, giving him affection and things like that. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. He's on his computer. He's not paying attention. Mind you, he's the one that went to the family reunion. If he was going to act like that, he should not have gone. But yet, he went. So, if he went, then wouldn't you think that he would be affectionate all over her, not want to let her go? Really showing her that he did a mistake, that he messed up, and he wants to do it right. And as a way to show that he's never going to let her go, he's going to be showing her how much he loves her and things like that. He doesn't do that. He's on his freaking computer. He's caring more about his daggone freaking career. And yet he's the one again. He's the one that came to her. He's the one that came to her. It is the most appalling thing I have ever seen. Okay, I got a question for you. All right, so if there was a girl or guy, whatever your preference is, that's totally up to you. I'm not judging. If you had worked so hard to get this person, to woo this person, to get them in a relationship with you, wouldn't you feel that is your utmost responsibility to keep them? To let them know you want them, to let them know you're serious about this commitment, to let them know that you're going to do everything you can to keep it going, wouldn't you? Okay, so wouldn't you? Okay, all right, all right. What else? What else? What else? What can I say? So, like you said, you keep wooing them. You want to keep them. You want to make the relationship work. Awesome. Well, why can't they happen all? Why can't everyone do that? I mean, if you didn't want to be in a relationship and you didn't want them, then you shouldn't have been pursuing them in the way that you've been pursuing them. I mean, come on. You're wasting your time and you're wasting theirs. If you didn't want them really, then why go through all that trouble? And if you think that, oh, okay, the hard part's over, I got them, cool, great. No, there's more to it. No one wants to feel like they're a decoration or a trophy partner, spouse, whatever you call it. I don't want that. No one does. All right, guys. All right, Peanut Gallery. For those of you who came to see my ranting or my mental breakdown, whatever you call it, I speak the truth. It is the most appalling thing, the biggest pet peeve of mine in a relationship. If you want someone but you're not willing to put in the work, then that means you should not be in a relationship. That clearly means you're a daggone hypocrite. That clearly means you just wanted them to fill up space just so you could have someone. You can't have someone just to have someone. They're not property. They're people. We're people. We're not drunk. We're not people who can't, I don't know, we're not toys. We're not toys. We're not junk. And we should be treated like people and humanity. And if you are in a relationship and you have to treat each other with respect and everything, and you have to, it's 50-50, and yeah, there's sometimes going to be more that's going to put in more than the other, but at least the other person's still trying to work it out and doing what they have to do to make it come alive. You want to keep them, they want to keep you. That's how it's supposed to be. Not 50 and then 0. Come on. It is appalling. It is freaking appalling. The fact that it happens in real life is even more appalling. Derek? Hey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm great. Just explaining to these guys about my pet peeve and movie I saw and everything. What are you doing here? Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, things got a little bit too crazy down in New Orleans. Actually, things got a little bit crazier not too long ago too. Well, Nick Chu is a friend of mine, and we hung out a couple times. We met back in London. Pretty cool guy. Wish I could say that about his family, but I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, that's good. Yeah, when we were together, things were actually things weren't okay. I mean, all right. A lot of things are telling me not to say this, but I just want to say my piece and be done with it cuz I mean, let's get real here. We weren't really happy. Or I wasn't. I mean, when we were together, it was like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth, and and whatever I tried to do, it was either I would get some sort of, I don't know, like a bland response or none at all. It's like every time I would kiss you or hug you or anything, it just didn't seem like you were interested. It was like, I don't know, hugging a teddy bear and nothing comes of it. I would do some romantic stuff and everything, and it's just like, you just were like a dead fish. I mean, okay, you know what? Let's get real here. I know about vampires, I know about werewolves. All right, let's get real here. And I got to learn a lot when I was over in London about vampiric behaviors and werewolf behaviors. And at first I thought it was typical, werewolf or vampire behavior. No, it's not. It's actually the individual's behavior. It's just those aspects add to that behavior or bring out more of that behavior. But then again, at the end of the day, you're still you, just a tad bit different. Like a new scar to the collection. Or that was a bad analogy. But my point is, I thought that the reason why you were like a statue and emotionless was because of you were a vampire. But then again, I've seen other vampires who are not like that at all. Hence, it's an individual thing rather than a category thing. That was a bad choice of word, okay? Um, Look, let's be real here. You weren't into me. I tried to make it work, and you weren't showing that same amount of dedication to it. And I just wanted out. I wasn't happy. You weren't making me happy. The whole time we were together, it just felt like I was just there filling up space. And honestly, that's not a relationship. That's not a life. To be honest, the best way I could say this is that I stayed with you because I didn't want to be alone. Because I wanted to have someone. But as it continued, I just got miserable and miserable because the person I wanted to have just didn't want to have me. And that wasn't right. That wasn't fair. So I was doing everything I could to figure out a way to break it off. I've thought of so many scenarios, but it just, every time I tried to break up, I felt guilty and I would cry and I was stressed out, and it just really didn't help with my condition. And then that night came, and we were sitting at the table having dinner at that restaurant. And when you pulled the trigger, when you said you didn't want me anymore, when you broke up with me, I wasn't sad. I wasn't angry. I was relieved. Because I didn't do the heavy lifting. I didn't have to do anything. It it finally came. I was I was happy because you pulled the trigger. I didn't have to. Yeah, then the night after, well, that night it went a little bit crazier and I got attacked and I got bit and so forth. And yeah, we still remain good friends. And that's cool and everything. But I wasn't happy when we were together. I didn't like it. But hey, at least all is right with the world. And I should apologize for not saying anything sooner. But then again, you wouldn't have listened anyways. You would have been staring at your computer or thinking about something else. Or go, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I get it. You weren't into me. And let's get real here too. You just wanted me just to have someone. You didn't want me. I wanted you at first. But as it went on, I guess I just wanted to have someone so I wouldn't be alone. So that I guess I could prove to Gypsy that I could be a grenade or a beast and yet still have someone. But then again, I have someone who just doesn't want you. Just wants you because they want someone else. That's not really right. I know, it's a one-way street, but at least I know what I wanted. And yeah, I did love you. I'm pretty sure I was in love with you for some time. But we get older, we grow up, and we get on different paths, and it's yet I was growing up. You weren't. So when you broke up with me, I took it and ran. Wasn't gonna fight or try to water a dead plant. So I was a lot happier actually. I think we worked out better as friends than we did together. And I'm sorry I didn't come out and say that sooner. Perhaps if I would have grabbed your attention and told you, shouted, scream, and not take it lying down, maybe things would have gone differently. Then again, I have a feeling it wouldn't have. Perhaps right then and there I would have pulled the trigger quickly. But you live and learn. Not only that, there was this one thought in the back of my head. At first I just thought it was me, my own insecurities. Although I started to see a constant pattern. You see, when we were together and we were around each other, you were pretty much like not there. Almost annoyed. Almost like, let's get this over with. Let's get this done. And that was almost every time I was around you. But then, when you were around a certain person, your mood changed. You were a lot more alive. Whenever I would show you some affection, sometimes whenever I try to do something with you, you just would either blow me off or you would let me but not respond. So, like I said, it could just be me and I'm totally thinking this out of proportion. But I want you, and you over there, young lady, to tell me the truth. I want the truth. Were you cheating on me with her? I'm not gonna freaking play around and I'm not gonna use my talents that I learned over there. No. I want this to come from you. Were you cheating on me? Wow. At least someone is what? Remorseful? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel guilty, Astrid? You know what? I thought it was just me and everyone, was saying all kinds of things about you, but I didn't believe it because I thought it wasn't true. But actually, it is true. After everything I've done for you, after everything you've been through, and no one else was there for you but me, and I helped you in more ways than you can imagine, you do this to me? And you, if it wasn't working out between us in the first place, and you wanted something else, or basically someone else, you could have manned up and told me instead of wasting my time. Because if I remember correctly, you were the one who asked me out. You were the one who dated me. And as I was talking to these guys about, once we were dating and everything, you didn't do anything. You didn't show interest anymore. You didn't do anything to let me know that you wanted me, that you wanted to have me, that you would do everything you could to make this work. And you didn't. That's on you, not me. I tried. You didn't. And yet you're going to go and do me like that? Fuck you. Fuck you both. The only reason why I'm not going to make a scene or beat the crap out of you in front of everybody is because I don't have time to. The only thing I have something to say to you, and you have a good life. That's all I want from you guys. I want both of you to have a nice life. Goodbye and good day.